Wow, hello everyone.
Well, that took you a bit.
I know. It's been a while, okay?
I'm here to mess with you.
Hello. Welcome. This is the NgoVo Convo podcast. I'm Veronica and I'm joined by Harrison. He's that way.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
After all these years, I should know where Harrison is.
You should.
It's fine. One of these days you're just going to switch us.
So you know.
That's fine. Because we are both just here wanting an excuse to talk about anything that entertains us. That's all. Because really, we're trying to clean up our never-ending backlog, which we are today.
Today, yes.
Today. Today, I'm not, well, I will be pointing fingers later.
It's fair.
But some would say it's two people conversing.
Like NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo, but right above my head right there.
Wow, genius.
On YouTube, at least. I guess if you're listening on podcast. I've thought about this. If you're just listening, you won't really see it.
Yeah,
so
you won't really see anything.
You just hear that I'm pointing to something. But on YouTube, I'm pointing to something.
Yeah. Actually, no, you will see our logo. Because I think on Spotify, it's just our logo.
Oh. Shows how much I pay attention.
It's fine.
Actually, yeah, you're right. If you click,
Yeah.
it's the cover. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah, as you can
Sure,
tell, we haven't
sure.
been recording in a while. So you can watch every episode on YouTube or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. And this video is sponsored by Olipop, but more on that later. So today we'll be talking about Invincible Season 2. And it's about a year late for us.
Granted, didn't they drop 3 episodes and then they took another break and then they dropped the rest of it?
Yeah, so here's what happened. So season 1 happened, right? We did a review on that. And then we were like, oh, more on that later. And then the Eve episode came out, which is 1 episode.
Yeah.
And that aired July 21st, 2023. And then season 2 started November 2023, the first half. So yeah, you are right. The first 4 episodes, they stopped. And then in March 2024, they released the second half.
Okay. Yeah, never mind. It was the first 4 episodes, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So we're a little behind. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, it is 1 year, but it's because we got... Then season 3 came out, and I got reminded of, I need to catch up on stuff.
And then Harrison was, dragging his feet all along, and he was like, I'm gonna watch this later.
Okay, when it first came out, everyone was... I think, just to go off, we're like... I heard from some friends and other people, I was like, I can't believe they stopped there. Now we have to wait. But I didn't realize it was just half of the season. I kept thinking it was a 10 episode or 12. But I forget that 8. It is just 8. So it actually just... dropped the first half, then dropped the second half. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I think I misunderstood. So I actually was waiting for more to binge, blah, blah, blah. And then I watch it. Well, okay, no, recently Veronica kind of nudged me and said, hey, we should watch it. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I watched it in a couple days. I'm like, oh, that was short.
Harrison's has this bad habit where he doesn't tell me he's going to watch something and then silently gives me an update 3 days later. He's like, oh yeah, by the way. And I'm like, you could have just told me this when you were watching.
Bad habit. Started One Piece. You guys should watch that review series. But yeah, it's all because of that. And since I found fun.
You know why we didn't review this? Because we were in our manga review binge last year.
Yeah, and now...
But now we're back.
We're back on top of everything. I think we've restructured and
Stop my eyes twitching.
I love
a reorg.
PTSD. Anyway, we're doing this so that we don't have to talk about work, Veronica. Look at us.
Yeah. You're right.
But sorry, where were you going with that?
But I was just gonna say, did you watch the Eve episode?
I did not.
Okay. That came out before season 2, but it's just more about Eve, her actual backstory.
Yeah, because there wasn't really any backstory in there. She was barely in the season, actually.
Yeah.
She was soul
It was
searching.
She was so searching. You're right.
Yeah.
But Harrison, what are your non-spoiler thoughts, since it's been a while since we've actually watched Invincible?
Yeah, so actually coming back, it was nice that they gave a quick recap of what was going on, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
like they refer to a lot of things throughout the season anyway, so it kind of jogs your memory from like what happened
Yeah.
in season 1. So it was really nice going back and just realizing, wow, this is a really good show. I can't believe I waited so long to watch this, because I think it's like a really fun switch up to what we're as viewers now are probably used to a lot of superhero stuff. Like it's always fun to see like a twist on that kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. And this just reminded of like how good it is, and it's just I think the animation's always fun. Characters always fun to come back to. Mark is just it and coming back to dealing with Mark's issues coming
And
up
his
as a
like
superhero.
antics.
Yeah. And there's a lot in this season, and it was funny because I had a different expectation for this season. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
I
mute
would
real quick.
agree.
I'm gonna mute real quick, but go on
Okay.
with your thoughts real quick.
No, I was just going to say, I watched the Eve episode after season 2. And I thought it was pretty interesting. But I don't think you really need to see the Eve episode at all, to kind of get the gist of her character.
Sorry, random emergency from wife. So
You should do the oops thing.
yeah, I'm going to.
No, I was just going to say,
7:30.
I don't think you need to watch the Eve episode.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But it's like a nice origin story. If you're curious, if you're ever curious about it.
I think I've
Did
seen enough
you-
clips about it that I'm like I got
That
the
you kind of
gist.
just get it.
I got
Yeah,
the
you got
gist
the
of like her
gist.
upbringing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and we won't spoil too much on that either. So
No, I mean, I like binge this season really quickly. I think in like 3 days.
actually,
And
that's
I
all
think-
about the same. So about the
Yeah,
same.
I was like, oh my god, I'm watching like 2 to 3 episodes like
Well,
a day.
it's funny because I remember asking you like how long it was. So for those that are listening, you'll see the time. It's this new trend of hey, there's a long credit scene at the end. So
Yes.
which is good, right? I want credit to where it's due. So it was just funny. And I'm like, oh, how long are these? I'm like, oh, 50 minutes. Oh my gosh. And then you realize it's like 30,
Like 40,
40-ish.
45.
40-ish.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, I
not too
think the
bad.
longest episode was probably like 50 minutes,
Yeah,
55. But yeah, I mean, that's all the non-spoiler thoughts I have. I don't know if you want to just go straight into
We can.
spoiler.
I think
Yes.
overall, I think it's a really, just to add like a quick, like, because I always do this at the end. I think it's a fun watch. It's nice coming back to it. There's a lot of funny scenes, but also like it's reminds you of how dark it can get again. And there's a lot of, it's just fun. It's really nice to see how Mark deals with a lot of stuff coming up. And I think I now understand the meme that comes from like, or not meme, but like, like some people have referenced to how the intro happens.
Yes.
And I think that is a really good, if you watch it, you'll get, once you see it, you guys will get what I mean when we say like, there's a transformation and it's there.
Yeah, it's there. And I've been holding off on season 3 until after we record because I don't want to like mess up the details
Yeah,
of both
yeah,
seasons.
same. So I actually told Veronica, I was like, we need to record soon.
Yeah. ASAP.
Yeah.
No, but I'm ready. Ready to get into spoiler thoughts.
Let's go spoil it.
5, 4, 1.
Oh,
Do you know what I miss about Invincible? Just the hyper violence.
yeah. And I think it's cool that Amazon picks up on these shows now.
Yeah.
That they do it's like, it's become to me like, remember how Netflix had that thing? And I'm sure it still does, but I feel like right now it's been more like reality TV and like, week by week.
K-dramas. Yeah.
Yeah. And that could just be the algorithm working in a certain way. Actually, no, not for me though. Actually, I'm just saying like I noticed like the top of the week or something.
They're always like movies or like
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like
TV.
Amazon does have movies, but I feel like I always joke with my friends. I'm like, and like I've said it to you before too, and I'm like, Amazon's literally my The Boys and Invincible box.
Yes,
or
that's
Invincible
it.
subscription.
That is it.
Yeah, there's other stuff too. Like there's a lot of stuff that I keep forgetting that I need to watch, but I'm sure some of them probably have some hyperviolence, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no.
But
I
yes,
agree.
I forgot as well.
Yeah, like right when season 1 started, it just went right into it, and I was like, oh, this is what I have to watch.
Remember Chicago? Here's the bus.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
I was like, oh.
that's right.
How did you feel about Mark this season?
It felt very it felt like a Spider-Man character. And I know that he's just like kind of, I think when I remember I read is like he's vaguely like based off of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
More often. And it's just the typical like, oh, high school upbringing, but also a superhero, so I had to deal with daily life and that. Except I think his scale
in college form.
Yeah. Actually no, yeah, he's now college, right? Or
Yeah.
entering first year of college. Can I just say I knew he'd drop out?
Oh, me too. 100%.
Yeah, it's just like that. When it came to that, I think it's the most realistic thing, though. I will say, is
because you can't balance that life.
Because I know
the
the fun shtick with Spider-Man is seeing how he balances and being an everyday man. Even though recently he's more of like a corporate
he's like corporate.
He's like working like like actually not that anymore.
Yeah.
But again, going back to it feels very realistic in that he can't just juggle superhero activities with that.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think Mark was having like a push and pull with himself, I think, because with his dad just disappearing and then, like his mom's just depressed. His girlfriend doesn't know like how to balance all this.
Amber was actually, I was expecting her to be worse, but she was actually a good sport about it. And I think when what's her name, the lady that came down to vet Mark.
Oh yeah.
Where I always forget this. I need to get
what's her name?
And I've seen her name more often than not, and I just keep forgetting.
I forgot her name. Yeah.
Because I know there's a scene that deals with her too. But it was just
she dealt with that really well.
Yeah, well, I think I know we're gonna be jumping around, but it is a great way to see how everyone is dealing with the trauma and continuing to deal with trauma. Because it even brought back like that scene with names are important because it's been so long since season 1 actually.
It has.
Let me see. I'm just gonna pull up the names. Like William dealing with like that one college dude because with that incident in season
PTSD.
1. Yeah, there's a lot of PTSD. Actually, there's a lot of PTSD in this season.
In
and
general.
I think that's one of the big themes, right? It's just how someone copes with like distress and like trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think watching Mark's mom though, like Debbie, watching that whole her thing is also really depressing too.
Yeah, but I mean, you're watching depression like live, like literally.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
Yeah. And also talking about death a lot too.
There's a lot,
I think Duplicate explaining how like they made it a funny where she was like with what's his face like
what's his name?
That one superhero dude. Oh my gosh. From the original...
I forgot his name, but yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I found the full list. This is what I needed.
I don't have the list.
Oh, never mind. It's fine. But anyway, so she was just talking about like how she deals with death and she can feel each clone dying and all that.
Dying.
And I'm like, dude, that is... Yeah. They delved in a lot of like deep topics. And I thought that was really good. It was really fun.
The Guardians of the Globe were really interesting this time. I think they're a little bit more memorable than they were in season 1.
I mean...
But that's just my opinion.
Are you talking about before Omni-Man went to town, or you mean after?
Before.
Well, yeah, because before we got like what, an episode or 2?
Like 1 episode.
And then all of a sudden he's like, at this point in season 2, right? Omni-Man just murks all of them.
He's just, works all of them, yeah.
So
No,
when you say memorable, I think the first one was like more of a Justice League. They look like a spin-off Justice League type deal, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
No. There were a lot of like twists this season.
yeah, I was gonna say my
like
third
speaking
one was,
about like duplicate, that was a twist at the end.
Yep.
I was like, oh, she's not dead.
Yeah, which makes sense. Which would make sense if you are aware of how it works. She would have the OG one somewhere, right?
Yeah, somewhere else. Yeah,
Because she just said that everyone that dealt with her was just dealing with the clone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because you just don't want to leave your actual.
Speaking of like the relationship with that, I forget Rex is voiced by Jason Mantzoukas. I forget.
Dude, he had me cackling this entire
I
season.
always forget, and I'm like, dang. Actually, can we just talk about how like the voice cast is just always top tier?
Top tier.
Like they actually, I always forget they got a lot of like high profile like actors, because like Sandra Oh is Debbie, right? And then J.K. Simmons is Omni-Man. I just forget, and then pops up, and then Walton Goggins, I think.
Yeah.
It's fucking Cecil, and I'm like, oh yeah,
dude, it's so good.
Yeah. I'm bringing this up because I guess one of the main villains, supposedly he was kind of there, but
he was there
beginning and end. I'd say the Angstrom Levy dude, voiced by Sterling K. Brown. He
was so good.
He was good because it's always just, I think Sterling just has like this like his deliveries are just very him, right?
It's
like,
so good, yeah.
So I just thought it was funny that I think I was messaging you when I first started. I was like, oh, here to watch Sterling give like his like almost give a whole like speech just for it to like not happen.
Happen. I mean, okay, speaking of that, how did you feel about it being like a multiverse aspect?
See, it's like, it's weird because I know when we talk about MCU, we're like, oh, there's just so much multiverse, because I think it became a plot point where, well, here it's just like, we haven't seen season 3, so I don't know how much of this plays out, and I think it will continue to play out because we see other marks dealing with certain things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure it will be a continuing plot point, but right now it was really fun to just see like how he deals with it and how they incorporated it. No, my absolute really favorite moment in this entire season was Mark just sitting down and he's like, so wait, you were like a bat? Or you're a man just like a bat? So don't you think that name's kind of lazy?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. That's a Batman fan. I'm like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong though.
Oh my god, that had me cackling. That was so funny.
I laughed so hard I had to pause it, and I'm like, this is too good. And I need to double check, but they had a pseudo Spider-Man variant, right?
Yes, they did.
And
yes.
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna check it because I don't remember. I remember hearing people talk about it, but I don't remember.
Yes, because they couldn't use the actual.
They couldn't use the actual, right?
Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, it's true. I looked it up.
Spider-Man did appear in the comics though.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because he said the creator. This was a year ago. Because he's like, according to Rob Kirkman, Spider-Man won't appear in Invincible season 2, despite indicating that he would. So I guess they were actually they may never mind. I'm gonna rescind my statement. I think he might have, and they were trying to, and then it probably didn't happen. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, before I have any other questions, we're gonna take a quick break to talk about our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Olipop, the soda your gut will thank you for. Yes, I'm talking to you, all of you. All right, have you ever missed that classic soda pop feeling? You know, the fizz, the flavor, but without the sugar crash and the guilt trip? Yeah, me too, you too, Harrison too? All of us. That's why I'm introducing to you Olipop, the soda that's bursting with flavor and good for you too. I actually have my favorite one here, strawberry vanilla. But the other weird one that I enjoyed was banana cream. I know, it's weird. Super weird. But this is my favorite. Number 1. Because it only has 3 grams of sugar per can. Plus, it has 9 grams of prebiotic fiber. And you know what you need with fiber? To use the restroom. Hee hee hee. But yeah, that means that you're going to have a happy and healthy gut with every sip. And it looks like that they took everything we loved about classic soda and upgraded to a modern, healthy conscience person. Like you, like me, like Harrison. My co-partner. My co-host. That's not here right now. So ditch the compromise and experience the soda revolution for yourself. Don't forget to use our promo code NgoVo15 NgoVo15 to get 15% off your first order on drinkolipop.com. Wow, and we're back.
We're back.
Hopefully you got that Olipop. That water.
Thirsty. After hearing all that.
Thirsty. Okay. My favorite character is Alan. And I just want to preface, it's not only because of the voice actor. I think the delivery out of Alan was so good. He did die.
He did die.
In episode 3 or 4. Yeah. I think it was 3. But then when he came back, I had to pause and just like yelp from my seat. I was like, he's alive.
Unexpected.
I get this one-eyed alien in my screen again.
I thought they just kill people willy-nilly, and you can't tell if someone's dead or not sometimes.
Yeah.
Because he said it. He's like, I lost an eye, and I actually saw. Like, bro.
Did you feel like the Omni-Man, like, mistress separate family thing was a little weird? With the bug.
It was. Family. I didn't think it was. So I didn't think the situation was weird because Omni-Man already committed a crime in the Voltron Empire.
Now.
Yeah, twice. Yeah. But I think that's why it was like a really good point to where he continues to do it. I think that's the crazy part. Is like I think I think that's a very good allegory to like when someone starts an addiction, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. Or something they do a habit or anything. Addiction was kind of too strong. I think it was like one of those like once he does something, he continues to do it. Like someone could continue to do it, and it just shows that he just keeps doing that. But it was the weird part to me, and this is when I messaged you like at the very end. All of a sudden, through all of that, he's like, I think I miss my wife. And I'm like, that's where we land on.
No, honestly, because we were watching him, like, Mark find out he has another family. Like, he has a brother, half-brother.
Now,
Yeah. And then it's just like, and then, the planet got destroyed or whatever, because Omni-Man he's a criminal times 2.
Yeah.
And then, like, what Harrison was saying was, like, it, like, pans over to, like, the end of the episode, and he's, like, in prison. He's like, I think I miss my wife.
And then that's the season end. And I'm like, I think it's one of those things. I think I only say that because I know season 3 I can just watch right now. But I know if we watched it, like, at that moment, I'd be like, what?
I gotta wait a year for this?
It's not bad. It's such a funny, like, it's just a funny conclusion he came to. He's like, I miss my wife. I'm like, oh, bro. As she's like, and it's fun, but it is written pretty well, in my opinion, where everyone's coming to terms with, like, oh, we have to deal with Omni-Man's, honestly, BS.
Like, yeah.
And just learning to
and his crimes.
Come from it. Yeah, and learning to just come up from it. Like, Debbie growing from that, because she tried to cope with, like, talking to other people, but it just sucks that, like, Omni-Man's still there, right? Or is the issue.
And it sucks that she went to this kind of, essentially like an AA meeting.
Yeah.
And, like, she couldn't even, like, continue it.
Yeah.
Because her husband's Omni-Man.
The other
dude... They kind of just ousted her.
Yeah. I mean, granted, she couldn't... I mean, she's being good in that she just couldn't... She couldn't bear it, right? Which is valid. I think it's fair. Yeah. I also forget that Mark Hamill voices that one Suit Taylor dude.
Oh yeah.
But he
For
just kind of
Mark.
popped out. No, I don't know where to. But it's true.
I think he was only there for like one episode.
One episode, yeah. Which is
Yeah.
probably, let's be real, it's probably budget, right?
Yeah, I think it's budget. Yeah.
But like it is funny to see like that. I'm sure Art is close to the family and all that, and it's just I think they're just bringing up more points of like everyone being surprised by Omni-Man and all that stuff. So
Did you think this season was good? Like, it closed up a lot of stuff or opened up?
it was a mix.
More
I think it's
questions?
good because it was a mix of they kind of closed up some points but opened up a lot more, right?
Mhm.
Like I have more questions about Viltrum now, and then
Yeah.
how that works. Like I have more questions on like what is Omni-Man's like background and like history with that, because everyone keeps saying they revered him as like a hero and like they essentially
Yeah, they
like view
kept
him in such a
saying
high
that.
stature, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, ooh, I want to know more about that. And then but then it's fun to see like how they still open up like other people's like trauma and like how they deal with certain things from what's happened before with that whole issue, right? Like Eve, for instance, wanting to help, but then all the stuff that she made doesn't actually
doesn't-
help, which I was like, dude,
No.
that's so many little things like twists that just kind of builds on top.
Yeah. No, I agree. I would have to agree. I think I have more questions about like how Mark is going to like truly fit in with his
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Like that's like one of my main questions.
Yeah.
But also Mark and Eve. Question mark, question mark. Question mark on this ship.
So it's funny because I was aware that it's gonna happen. I just didn't know when, because I've seen comic panels of that back then too. So I already knew of like the trending. They were trending towards a relationship.
I was aware that they would be together. I just didn't know when in
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
I guess it's starting now.
But yeah, I think overall it's a nice transition and transformation to show. Like I think I enjoy it just to see like how Mark is handling everything, but you can tell it's a setup in the sense of they're setting up that he is gonna be the main like hero, because the current heroes can't handle anything. They really they handle certain things,
No,
but
they can't, but not fully.
They get their ass beat though.
No, every time.
Yeah.
Like every time Mark is gone and they have to like beat someone up.
Can
they
we
can't do it?
Really quick? I think like that shrieking girl, essentially Ant-Man, right? The Ant-Man
Yeah.
character, like she can shrink and then she tried to grow, but dude, didn't work. I was like,
nasty.
that was the worst.
Yeah, that was the worst.
And then like Rex actually
I
is
mean,
like
Rex got shot in the face.
yeah, and surviving. Like,
and survived.
it's a lot of heavy stuff. Oh, and then the Martian dude? I thought the Martian dude was kind of funny though.
No, I think he was funny.
Shapesmith or something like that?
Yeah, but then when the real guy came back and his apartment was disgusting because of the
Oh,
Martian guy,
that thing was that.
and then the little alien thing came, I was like, ooh, we're back at this again.
Yeah. It's a lot. I think that's the one thing is like Invincible at times does feel episodic, but then not.
Mhm.
But it's building up, but all the points build up to something. So it's always fun. And I think that's where it keeps me keeps my attention, but also keeps me guessing, right? For a lot of things. Because I am trying to avoid a lot of comic spoilers too. So, and I've heard already that sometimes this comic it's already, and comment down below, let us know if this is true, but I think I read that the comics are kind of different. Already is way different from like how the show's handled. And some people actually say the show's better.
I've heard that the show is a little better
Yeah.
than the comics.
Yeah.
I also heard there's going to be 5 seasons. So season 3 is already out, and then I know the creator said that he wants each season to come out around the springtime.
Like,
but it's not guaranteed.
And not take like what, 2 years?
Like 2
3
and a half years? Yeah, 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
But he said it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, which is fair.
So, yeah, I believe there are going to be 5 seasons total.
It's about 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as they keep the year cadence, I'm actually okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
As long as we know that it's coming. Because I think it was like, season 1 came out, everyone was so hyped about it, and then season
And then,
2
like,
there was
stopped.
like it was in limbo. We didn't know if there was going to be
Yeah.
we had a feeling there was going to be season 2, but you never know with streaming services.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know if you have anything else. Any other comments, concerns?
No, I think it was overall fun to watch. I can't wait to watch season 3.
Finally, we can watch season 3.
Hey, it's kind of on time too, because season 3 is about
No,
to
it
be
is.
done, right?
It is.
Or it's done
In like 2 weeks.
Yeah. See?
And then we'll review season 3. So that'll be
It's
quick.
crazy.
So quick.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all I got.
Well, that's all I got.
Sweet.
So, thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on all of our socials at NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, comment down below what your thoughts were, what we missed, what you like, what you didn't like, favorite stuff, all the things.
Oh, thanks.
All the things. Like this video, smash that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.